Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Thea George and I'm here with Bruno Cambounet from Axway. We're at EBA Day 2017 in Dublin and we're talking about PSD2 and Open Banking. Bruno, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Thea, and happy to be there.
So we often talk about PSD2 and Open Banking in one breath. What's your take on how connected they are?
That's very interesting. PSD2 is a regulation. Open banking is more than a regulation, but it's also a regulation. And the interesting part is that when PSD2 started, after the PSD now told one, it came on the payment initiation, right? But what it ended to, and where all the discussions are and challenges are on open access to account, okay? It means several things. It means opening the access to information. So this is openness in terms of data. It's also openness in terms of business, meaning partnering with others. So opening the value chain from a general perspective.
Okay, so with all that in mind, what are some of the challenges that PSD2 and Open Banking create for financial institutions?
Well, there are lots of challenges actually, but I would focus on maybe three. First one is kind of technology, and we've been talking, and we are still talking quite a lot on the standards, the API standards, how to connect, the banks or the SPSPs and the TPPs, and more generally, how to connect people together. So API standards is one challenge, especially in order to avoid fragmentation. So different way to interact with different banks. That would be, opposite to opening the doors. Second challenge is about, let's say, liability. In an open world, who is responsible for what? And when considering the KYC regulations of bank, then how does this apply in an open world where this is not only one-to-one relationship between an end customer and bank, and there are third parties in the middle? The third one, very interesting, not that talked much these days, but it's really a challenge. It's about visibility and real-time transparency across the ecosystem. I mean, who is doing what? Who has been asking for what? Who is liable for what? So it's linked to some extent to the liability, but not only. It's also linked to making sure, everybody has transparency across what's going on. This is a real challenge, and not only for banks, it's a challenge for everybody, because all what you will do will be, seen. Maybe not by everybody, but can be seen.
So thinking about the positive side of the picture, how do you think financial institutions can leverage PSD2 and Open Banking to drive opportunities for their businesses?
Yeah, so firstly, I think this is really exciting. And, if we think of what is, what said Bill Gates years ago, he said, we need banking services, we don't need banks, okay? And if you look at what is top of mind, or, number one subject of the bank boards, it's about customer experience. So it's fascinating and it's very exciting because eventually it's for us, okay? So how to leverage this? I would talk about what IDC has been mentioning is in the a study that was published last month, May. We are talking of a customer experience network. What a customer experience network is a kind of mix of customer experience, customer network. Actually, in order to leverage this, you need to connect your businesses to the other businesses. It's about suppliers, it's about partners, it's about obviously customers. More importantly, it's not only a matter of connectivity like the standards, like the PSD2 is talking about. It's about going one step further. It's about co-innovating with these guys, with everybody. And then when it comes to how to make this happen is certainly several folds. There is one technical fold, which is about platform. And platform economy is key in this regards. Because such a platform should bring the connectivity we are looking for, should bring the ability to analyze what's going on, who is using what. If you think of a value chain where the bank is part of a value chain, providing payment, for example, as part of a larger process, okay, there is a need for connectivity for the other part of the process. Either the bank are providing them or somebody else, okay? This is the connectivity piece. But more importantly is that digital is about speed. And how do you make speed in this? It's not only about the connectivity speed, it's about the change, or the speed of change, the ability for the platform to recombine or change here and there a few tweaks of the processes in order to make it happen in a way which is much more valuable, let's say, for the end customer. Hence, the customer experience can improve. Okay, so the platform should be of support for a lean startup way of working. So this is the technical piece. The other part is about leveraging the let's say the visibility we can have across all these interactions and the data exchange here and there. One piece which is really important is about co-innovation. Well, while the platform IT piece will provide the support for all what I've been talking about, there is a mindset to happen in order for banks or any players in financial space to co-innovate. So it's about collaboration like happens in automotive years ago, in building new cars and things like this. This has to happen in services and especially in financial services.
Bruno, this has been great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tia.
And thank you for watching.